One time for my people checking in. It's Nightcap Knowledge, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. We are on time. That's the CP time. We're on time. We're early. We got people backstage. We got guests. We got drinks. We got nightcaps. Kids are in bed. We've already eaten dinner. What y'all doing? Y'all ready to learn something? I don't know about y'all, but it's time for Nightcap Knowledge. Definitely got to give a shout out to the official water of Nightcap Knowledge, Aspira Pura. Refreshing taste, keeping it simple. Available at Amazon.com/Aspira Pura. That's the official water of Nightcap Knowledge, as well as the official water of Mississippi's greatest weekend, going down Memorial Day weekend on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. HBCUs, D9, the culture, the music. You can get more information at msgw.online. Again, that's Mississippi's greatest weekend with the official water of Nightcap Knowledge and the official water of Mississippi Greek Weekend, Aspira Pura. Ladies and gentlemen, get that nightcap, put the kids to bed. You know what time it TI is. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m., it's Nightcap Knowledge. Mac in the building.
DJ George Chuck.
What's cracking, man?
What's cracking? Ones, twos, threes, and sevens. What is the deal?
All right. Man, everything's gravy over here, baby. How you doing, man?
Man, making it happen, Captain. You know what the TI is? It's Nightcap Knowledge. We are here. We are Black and Uncensored. That's our rating. We are rated Black and Uncensored. Real talk, real issue, real solutions.
Right, man.
Coming off a big weekend, and you know what the topic was for mental health. Mental health minute.
Yeah.
It was the purpose, importance of celebration, right? So we just hung out, just saw a lot of folks. Jack State graduation, Tougaloo graduation. One of our good friends that tune in on a regular basis, Brother Cliff Jeffrey. I saw Cliff.
You saw Cliff live?
I saw Cliff this weekend. And I don't know what role he was playing. Got a chance to meet the U.S. ambassador to the UN. And so yeah, I saw our brother Cliff, man. It's just like, that's why I say the importance of celebration. You know, years go by, you haven't seen folks in quite a long time. Everybody's living. So it's very important to celebrate and have that time to reconnect with your folks and celebrate victories, you know, and celebrate accomplishments, and then celebrate just being there. And, you know, I never forget one of the times I was doing an interview. I think it might have been Channel 3. And the lady asked me, how was I doing? I said, he said, it was good to see you. And I said, well, it's good to be seen. And, you know, Jay never let me forget that. But I would say, you know what, in this day and time with so much happening, it is very good to be seen, especially when you can see them back. You know, So it's very important to importance of celebrations and enjoying festivities. We got a speaking of celebration, we got a brother that has dedicated his life to doing a celebration in his hometown. We always talk about championing hometown. You was in Mobile, was yesterday. Was you in Mobile yesterday or earlier today?
Earlier today, yeah.
The days run together. I'm always going to Holmes County and Lexington, but this brother here has been doing a blues festival in his hometown for 34 years. And we're going to tell you why it didn't make 35 and what happened. We're going to tell you the truth. And then we got a brother up there that's going to right backstage that's going to teach us how to make our money make sense and how our teach us about health and wealth and teach us about finance. And this is the brother that is truly, truly dedicated to this purpose. So we can't wait to bring him out when we get a chance. But look, got to get my drink. Chuck, tell us what we got. Go over our sponsors. Let everybody know who we got and who we're supporting and who supports us.
Yeah. Definitely, man. Mac, thank you for that mental health minute. It is important to celebrate. Just for me to give I always try to, Mac, give such good mental health minutes. I see you with the Johnny
Double
Walker.
Double black, baby.
Double black. But yesterday, you mentioned what I did yesterday. I was at the top 10% program for Moss Point High School. So we were able to do a photo booth event for them. And that photo booth event, of course, it was an opportunity for me to provide a service to a school district that sometimes gets a bad rap, but I think it's more so, and I want to say this the right way. It's like you got this court of public opinion that is still carrying the message that happened 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Correct.
And that, this school district has turned around. I think they're almost at an A rating. They've got new leadership at the district. They have new leadership in every part of the school district, principals. And what I saw when I was there, I saw that, they were celebrating their young people. This program was for the top 10%, but it was a young man who's a salutatorian. Shout out to Breland, who's going to East Central Community College to play ball. And then, he's hoping to go on to, from East Central. And this East Central that was on what is Last Chance U?
Yeah.
Football team on Netflix, but that's neither here nor there. But the thing is, he was like, man, I don't like really being celebrated, is what he shared with Bert and I. And I said, well, look, man, sometimes it's good to celebrate folks so we don't grow weary in our good doing. And he was like, yeah, I can understand. And I say, look, let me say this. What if you did all the good that you could do and nobody ever said anything? You might keep going, but you might grow weary for a moment. And that motivation, that little bit of celebration, and somebody was like, hey, man, you know what? I really appreciate you for the work that you do and the work that you put in and the effort that you put in every time you come out on the ball field, in the classroom, etc. Right. So I think it's good for us to celebrate student success. I think it's good for us to celebrate community success, collective success. So whatever wins we got, man, let's celebrate the wins, and then we're gonna keep it moving. And speaking of celebrating some wins, we want to celebrate all the folks that we got here with us on Facebook. We got folks on Twitch, folks over on Black with No Chaser, and our YouTubers, man. So we definitely appreciate y'all for being here with us. We got our guy Fred Smith, Dr. Fred Smith. I know he was on campus this weekend. Did you catch up with Fred, Matt?
Didn't see. We missed. I'm telling you, there's so many people that you look back on Facebook and you're like, when were they on the yard? You're like, yeah, I just left from over there, And Chuck, we getting back to our old days, how when we used to be running and gunning between Dreams and Licks and all those places where we kept everything in the car. I had one of those type of events that happened to me Saturday. I set up for Sunday at Tougaloo, got a phone call, had to rush and pick up my bag and get down to Crystal Springs area to bartend.
Yeah.
So it's at that point in time, like, man, you know what? We got to start going back like we used to do and keep our stuff handy. I know you keep it in the trailer, but, keeping your stuff handy because you never know when that call might come through and you got to go get the money. But look, we want to bring everybody in. We know that our brother Jay Morris has a full presentation, and I know that Mr. Reed has some very important information. So to update people, Mr. John Reed has been doing this show that has become a huge success in the city of Laurel.
And Matt, this show, what's the name of the show?
It's the Mother's Day Blues Festival, right?
Okay.
And he's moving it this year to Hattiesburg, but he want to share the true story.
Right. Hold up, man. It's the Laurel. Let's get Mr. John Reed up in here, ladies and
gentlemen. He's gonna explain it to you why it's being moved. Mr. Reed, come on in.
There you go. There you go. What's up, Mr. Reed?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good evening, rather. I appreciate you guys the opportunity to speak my piece. Well,
yes, sir. Tell us what happened.
I'm a native. Well, I was not born here, but I was raised in Laurel. And so Laurel is actually like home. In 1987, I started an event called the Mother's Day Blues Festival. Matter of fact, it was an event that I had coordinated for myself and a couple other my friends' mother. And it went off pretty well. So ever since then, it's been a continuation. So from 1987 up until the present time, everything was smooth. Last year, and I think this is where everything just fell apart. The facility has in a contract that you can only use 3 security firms. One is the Laurel LPD. The other one is the Jones County Sheriff Department. And they had added security firms, private security firms. And the security firm, this is where all the problems came. I'm accustomed to using the Laurel PD because, they know the crowd, and over the last 30 plus years, we've never had no problems. We've had as many as 12 Laurel PD on the site. And when we started off, we only had 2. But anyway, all of a sudden, the director of the facility said, well, we need 16 security officers. Well, they know that the Laurel PD can supply 16 security officers for this particular event. So that means that the Laurel PD can't supply the security, then you have to add someone else. Well, the sheriff is not really doing anything. They're not working with people at the facility. So you at least you with this private security firm. So the security firm said, the gentleman that's over the security firm, when we had our meeting, he said, well, I charge you $30 per man. Well, that's great too, but I could beat that. With being a promoter, you're always trying to make sure that your numbers meet jail. So I said, well, I still want to use the Laurel PD, not knowing that they didn't have 16 officers. So anyway, at the meeting, he stated $30. Well, the director and the ex-director already knew that he was overcharging me $5 per man. So, unbeknownst to me, the lieutenant for the Laurel Police Department called me over 2 days before the event, which was on a Friday. And he said, he called me Tommy. He said, Tommy, come over to the office. So I goes over there and he said, look, I can't come up with 16 men. He say, I can come up with 8, and we go use the private security for the other 8. He said, we go do the law PD, do the inner perimeter. That's where all the people are. And the protect security would do the outer perimeter. So, I'm 2 days short. I got to take what's there. So he said, so now protect security was Joey. He said, it's going to cost you $40 a man. Man, I almost hit the ceiling. He said $40. How did he jump from $30 to $40? Something wrong with this program. I look at the lieutenant. The lieutenant looked at me because actually the private security is making more money than the police department. And they have arresting power. The private security can't arrest nobody. They can hold you, detain you, but they can't arrest you. So at the end of the night, matter of fact, I paid the private security more money than I paid the city police. Now this is absurd. So I goes to the director because he was on site that night, and I say, Kerry, Joey just charged me $40 per man. That's $40, 8 men, 12 hours. She said, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So I said, well, hey, she ain't got nothing to do with it. Let me go to her people, which is the South Mississippi Fair Commission.
Uh-huh.
They sit up and we go to that meeting that Thursday. So we're there at the meeting on that Thursday, and I made a little spiel, say, hey, the security just overcharged me. I thought it was $10. So he said at first $30, and now he charged me $40 at the event. So curiosity say, well, hey, if he charged you $40, there has to be a contract between Protect and South Mississippi Fair Commission. So let's see what the deal is between them two. So I requested without writing, not in writing, just orally request, can I get a copy of the contract between the two parties? Well, it was said at the meeting, oh, well, John, you'll be able to get everything within the next 2 weeks. Okay, fine. I'm, see what's happening because, hey, you need to try to give me my money back. 2 weeks go by, I hadn't received anything from this meeting. 3 weeks go by, still nothing. So I'm still upset because this man, overcharged me. Now I'm thinking he overcharged me $10. This man overcharged me. Well, let me get to that point. So I requested on the FOIA a copy of the contract between South Mississippi Fair Commission and Protect, the private security firm. When I get the contract, their contract, it states that Protect is to receive $25 an hour, not $40, not $30. You understand?
You got chipped.
Yeah, they didn't cheated you.
I got robbed for $1,440. I tell you what the overcharge was.
Mm-hmm.
Still to this day, have nobody said, hey, we'll render you your money, we'll do this, we'll do that. So coming up to this year, they telling me that, oh, we're going to have a new contract. We got the policy and we're making revision on the former policy we had. So I'm still saying, hey, whatever you got up, somebody need to give me my money back. If that would have been me or my firm that had overcharged somebody like that, I probably would have got fired or been in jail. You understand? So the next thing I know, I get well, they sent out a little contract. I had got an attorney over there in Jackson. So my attorney talking to their attorney. So they come up with this contract. The contract states, first of all, it states that I can't negotiate nothing. It's a contract. I have to sign it as is. Now, this contract says,
LIE.
this contract said they're going to charge me 10% of my potential growth. Okay, a lot of facilities. You
Say
understand?
what? Hold on. They gonna charge you 10% of your potential growth for security services or for the rental?
This is for the rental of the facility.
So they want 10% of your door. So they trying to do a split. All right, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, if I went to the Coliseum there in Jackson, they'd do the same thing, but they have a point, you know. So then they said, the pride. Now, understand this. This security company just robbed me. They said the security company was gonna sign in to the director, all right, of the facility. Well, to me, the director and the security company was working hand in hand when they took my money. Now, it'd be ridiculous if I got it's 15 security, no, 16 security at $25 an hour and 15 parkers at $15 an hour. Plus, they charged me $2,000 for the parking area. You know, well, if I calculate the two, with the 15 men that's gonna work 12 hours at $15 an hour, you added the number. Plus, they charged me $2,000 to rent the place. I think it came out to probably 75-80% of the money I would make on the park, and they go get that, you know. And it's just the contract that they got. Plus, now understand this. I've been there close to 33. This would have been my 34th year, because last year before last, 2020, when COVID came about. So when COVID set in, you know, we had to close down. So, but I still claim that year. That's why I say the 35th. When in reality, I've done the 34 actual years. See?
Right.
So, go ahead.
No, I would say, so I know I read the article, and it pretty much, you know, summing it up that you was, you know, what you normally would pay for doing the show. Now it's like it was going to round up to like what, 20-something thousand total, what it was going to add to be.
Okay, I was originally paying $8,000. Mm-hmm. Last year, I didn't, unbeknownst to me, they had gone up another $2,000. So it'd have been $6,000 rental, $2,000 security deposit. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, what they did this year, they said I got not only the 10%, I got to put up $25,740, and I got it in right. They said that they added up a lot of things and said, well, this is an estimate of this cost, an estimate of that cost. Well, all those costs was actually included once upon a time, you know. And I understand things change, you know, but it don't change like that if I'm a good tenant. Now, all of this stuff that they're saying, well, you need to pay it in advance. I've always paid. Out of the 30 plus years I've been doing it here in Laurel. And Laurel's home, so there's nowhere in the world I want to mess up at home. You understand?
Right.
They want me to pay $25,740 for what? The bills that I've always paid. There's never been an artist that can say they came to Laura and played for John Reed and he stiffed them. He didn't give them their money. There's never been a vendor that can say they came here or anywhere else, but we're going to say here specifically, and I stiffed them. So it's just, I think it's a retaliation because they say, well, hey, John complained about the $40. John went directly to the commission, which they run the commission anyway, because the commission, like I told the president, you guys signing stuff, but you aren't reading the contract. So you just say, okay, I went up on the price. Okay, I can accept that.
So Mr. Reed, let me ask you this. Mag and I, we work in the event industry. So we definitely understand what you're going through. The greater question that I have is, because I mean, look, for me, if I don't like the way that the contract looks, if I don't like the fee assessment, that means that, you know what, hey, I don't have to have my event here. I'm going to take it elsewhere. But for something that has been around as long as, like you said, 30 plus years, and what's the attendance for your event over the years for this Mother's Day Blues Festival? What's been the attendance?
Well, it fluctuates. I've had as high as 15,000. I've had as, starting off as low as 1,500. So each
look, and I get that. I get that. The question that I have is, how does the community feel about this? With you now having to move it out of Laurel into Hattiesburg. Am I correct in understanding that?
You're absolutely correct. The community is not, happy. They protesting, but they really aren't calling the shot.
Yeah.
So I mean, I appreciate it because they're standing by me. Some coming Tom, some coming John, and they understand. I think some of them do, but a lot of them don't because they don't understand the business.
Yeah.
They hear things. Well, John or Tommy did not pay him to be here. Tommy don't want them to go up. No, that's not it. I don't mind them going up, but if you go up and you're changing the contract, I should have an input. Now, let me show you something simple as this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said you and your friend is both promotes.
Right.
For a fact, when you're purchasing your insurance,
correct,
something simple as this, and they didn't want my name on the private securities insurance policy.
Yeah.
Sure. If you got the sheriff, the insurance company's not saying anything. If you got the city police, your insurance company not saying anything. But if you got a private security firm that is doing the security, your insurance require you being placed on as an additional insurer on the private insurance on the private security company's insurance policy.
Right.
They said, "Oh no, John can't be on that." What you mean, John can't be on that? If I can't get on his security on his policy, then that means that I can't get any insurance. Simple as that. So right after I signed with the people in Hattiesburg, then their attorney had found out that I'm moving it. Then they say, "Oh yeah, John, we're gonna give him a deadline, and John they gonna let him go on the policy. They can't go let me. It's an automatic. That is not no let. That's an automatic. If you go be security, you have to. And then I wasn't gonna let them watch the hen house per se. And what I mean by that, I was not gonna let the director of the facility keep the time when she helped them steal my money because she know he overcharged me. And then we had a little, I seen an article in the newspaper. She said, well, he had a contract with the security. That's the lie. I ain't had no contract with them. I ain't had them with none of the security firm, the police either.
Right. So Mr. Reed, what is it that you would like for our viewers and the folks that will go back and watch this conversation that we're having? What is it that you would like for them to gain from this conversation?
Well, to make sure if you're dealing with people that's dishonest, just go ahead on and leave them and go and try to find you enough in you. You know.
Well, Mr. Reed, I'm gonna tell you this, I call it like it is. Folks pull cars, right? And I like that. When I called you, I told you, my wife and I was reading the article. I like you pull that card because folks, especially white folks with us, try to paint you in a corner and not give you ultimatums or options. And sometimes we do it to ourselves. And they don't think that you have the gall enough to walk away and change things. And you did. And that's a power move. And that's why I said we want to make sure we help support you to get the word out, to make sure people come to Hattiesburg, because they have to learn. I've always said this, for black folks, they ain't got to like me and like my color, but you're going to respect my dollar and my vote.
That's true.
I'm going to make sure. Them the two things I have that you need, and I'm not going to give it away. And they got to respect your dollar. And this brother's coming up behind you, going to talk about dollars, how important they are, but they got to respect your dollars. What they didn't understand from understanding how city budget worked, you were boosting the economy in Laurel by so many people coming to the city, getting gas, eating, staying in hotels and all that. You were boosting the economy. And now all that money going to Hattiesburg.
Not to cut you off, but I was going to say that just before you mentioned that. This weekend would have been in Laurel
That's what I want to know.
$1 million plus weekend. Wow. I mean, and I can't say me by myself because people have helped me, have grown, made this event grow.
You said $1 million plus in Laurel? You said $1 million plus in Laurel?
It's $1 million plus weekend. If you calculate it, the gentleman that's behind you can tell you. Money changes hands 7 times. And the way the economist does it, they multiply the money that's spent in different, like you said, mom and pop, your service stations, your hotel. When people come to Laurel, they get hotel rooms. They stay the weekend. People come from all over. This event had become an international event. I have people coming from all over out the country that comes to the event. Not every year, if I say it every year.
But they have. Right.
But, people contact me. Is you having your event? Yeah. And people come from Ireland, Spain, out the country. This event has become an international event. When you mention Laurel, Mississippi, first thing people think of is the Mother's Day Blues Festival. The Mother's Day Blues Festival is synonymous with Laurel, Mississippi, and Laurel, Mississippi is synonymous with the Mother's Day Blues Festival.
One in the same.
They got a plaque, and I'm gonna be quiet after this. They got a plaque here in Laurel at the train station. They mentioned they had about the blues people that was here, trailblazers of the blues artists that came out of Laurel and Hattiesburg surrounding area. Along with that, now they didn't put my name up there, and I was a little hurt behind it, but they had my event. They said the Mother's Day Blues Festival right here in Laurel, Mississippi. you know.
Yeah. Listen, Mr. Reed, we're gonna push this thing and we're gonna let folks know the truth of the matter was that they tried to extort you for more money. They got greedy and short-sighted. We're trying to get 25,000 and they about to miss out on 1.2 million. We're trying to
That's
get
true.
25,000. And
That,
that's the short-sightedness and that's that power struggle that happens a lot of time when you tell somebody no. They get so fixated on trying to make you do what they want you to do, they're not looking at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is you dealing with someone like Hattiesburg, that's a progressive city.
yeah.
And if you can show half of the success in Hattiesburg that you're showing in Laurel gonna be in trouble
Yeah.
Man,
because
I'm
he's
gonna
gonna
tell
they're gonna fight to keep it in Hattiesburg.
you,
They're gonna
look,
fight to keep it in Hattiesburg.
I can't wait to hear and I know Jamari J Norris has a whole other presentation, but I would definitely like to
But
hear
here's
his review
let's
after
bring
having
him
heard.
on out, Chuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Mr. Health and Wealth J Norris, Jamari Norris.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
What's up, Chief?
Oh man, not much to it. Not much to it, man. Just enjoying myself on this late night.
Yeah, man, glad to have you here with us.
Absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
what you think about what you just heard, Don? You are a numbers guy. You know about investing, about financial literacy. Think about this. This man has poured his blood, sweat, and tears into this event. And now it has grown to something. And I know about municipality and government where you could balance your budget and say, hey, this weekend is always brings in about such and such 1.900,000, $1.2 million in taxes. And for a small city like Laurel, talk to us. What you think about that?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, Mr. Reed, man, kudos to you for just having the longevity to keep something like this going, because
Yes.
that's a rare feat, to put on an event and you start doing it annually and to see it just kind of outgrow, just kind of grow legs, if you will. But from I look at everything as an investment standpoint, and if you brought on these individuals really kind of for the first time and you've built this thing on, that was an opportunity for them. That was an opportunity definitely, to be a part of something great for another 30 years. But like you said, being short-sighted and not looking at the long game, but just looking at this short-sighted opportunity and say, okay, well, we just finna jack up the price and we just gonna get what we can get for right now, is not smart from an investor standpoint, because that could have been an opportunity for a partnership that could have returned dividends for many years, and it just didn't. Like you said, you called it for what it was, and now their reputation is on the line, because obviously your event is very reputable. His reputation precedes itself. So now this company is trying to do some stuff that wasn't morally right. So now they potentially will suffer because of that, and that's unfortunate. But they
I know that I would be mad
yeah,
if I was an officer, and you mean to tell me
If I was a
that
city councilman, I'd be
man, look, no, not even of course a city councilman, but look at it from this standpoint. If I have a business,
yeah.
and I have employees, and my employees know that this particular weekend they're going to be able to make additional funds to say, all right, for instance, I want to buy a share of Amazon. I might be able to get that bread working this week. Hey,
Yep.
Look, Ms. Reed, whatever you need me to do, I'm there. Or if it's the funnel cake lady, or if it's the pound cake lady,
absolutely,
Yeah.
all of these other vendors that are saying like, man, look, JTR Productions gonna put 15,000 people. We coming out of COVID. I wonder what his ticket sales looking like. Anybody heard? Man, I heard that thing sold out. Sold out. Hold on. We need to go order some more stuff.
correct.
So imagine all the people that have already ordered their stuff. I know they gonna move over because they trying to go where the people are.
Correct.
But to Mac's point about the city council, is like, man, hold up, where all our tax money gonna go for this weekend?
Absolutely.
It's going to Hattiesburg.
And you talking about underserved and underpaid officers. These officers are getting paid. They're getting paid directly in the hand. I know, and then that tax dollar rolls over into the city budget. And one person, I ain't gonna say one person, but you were short-sighted that you're gonna make this man pay you $25,000 because he been doing this here for 30 plus years. He ain't gonna leave. He gonna give us the money.
Yeah.
And then he said, okay, I'll see y'all later. And y'all like it. So when you start talking about, again, for us, and I say that for us as Black people, when we start talking about controlling the economy, we talked about it before and how so many young Black folks started investing in the stock market where they wanted to change the rules and how you can get your money out because we was upsetting the economy because we were doing what old white men had been doing for years and they couldn't handle it. And they always count Black folk money. If somebody like they making too much money or got too much power, they got to do something to change it. They get in love with that control aspect. But again, power, that money will make things happen. And for some people, it's going to motivate them. And some people, it's going to discourage them from doing certain stuff. But he made a powerful move by moving this event. And people are going to be looking at, and I'm worried about Laurel, the community, because everybody don't have, transportation to travel to Hattiesburg. With some people that can go right down the street to go to the concert. It's definitely devastating. So I would like for all the folks in Laurel to remember that when election day comes.
Boom, straight like that. Straight like that. But look, we got the flyer up on the screen. I know we want to get to Jay Norris's presentation for the night. JTR Productions presents the Mother's Day Blues Festival. Look like they got an all-star lineup. LJ Eccles, Sir Charles, Pokey Bear, O.B. Buchanan, Lady Trucker, Jennifer Watts, TJ Hooker, Taylor, King Russell. They got it at the Forest County Multipurpose Center right there in Hattiesburg. That's May 8th. We got 5 days. I'm pretty sure, the tickets. Where can they get tickets, Mr. Reed?
Well, ticket locations is in Hattiesburg. You got Vicky. You got Killersworth Barbershop. In McGee, you got the Bold and Beautiful. In Laurel, you got Hair World. If you're over in Meridian, you can stop by Sam's Fashion.
All right.
Up in Mississippi, called Big Man Fred.
Big Man.
We got tickets all over.
Well, look, Mr. Reed, we appreciate you hanging out with us. We're going to get on to our next guest, and I'll be giving you a call tomorrow morning.
I love it, man.
Okay.
I love it.
Guys, thanks for your time, and thanks for everything that you're doing. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Oh, damn.
All right.
Hey, man. Hey, you heard them names?
Hey, you can go get that Big Daddy's at the Bold and Beautiful.
But look,
Big John.
Think about that traffic. One, these places are probably like 30, 40 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like every last one of them places. Then not only it's like Mr. Reed got his own ticket master. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I the middleman.
I sure thought he was going to say, you know what I'm saying, ticket master. Said, nah, he was like, hey, you can start. I got the plug.
Hey, Macomb, Laurel, Hattiesburg, McGee,
Meridian.
He said, if you're in Meridian, go and stop by such and such.
Right. Bold and Beautiful.
Bold and Beautiful. Come on now.
Hey, man, look, hey. Mac, when you talk to Mr. Reed tomorrow, you better make sure you write down every last one of them places. Get their address.
One of them.
And I'm talking about that.
Can we drop some Mississippi weekend fly?
All right. Let's go up there, put some flyers in them places. But I also let's celebrate these places along with them having that connectivity
A relationship.
Like, all right, look, we got talking about ticket location. Like, man, we ain't fooling with Eventbrite. We ain't fooling. And for us, just to put this out there, Impact Tickets is Black owned, and so it's a digital platform, ticket platform. So,
matter of fact, the funny thing about Impact Tickets were when they first went live, we did the first event when they first went live with Impact Tickets, and we sat down with Mr. Covington himself, and he always, ever since then, because we did do that, he always tried to take care of us. He's always we talked to him directly, and he was like, man, no matter how big our event was, and now he's doing major things, but we were the first event when they went live with Impact Tickets. So shout out to Mr. James Covington and Impact Tickets.
Yeah. Well, look, Jay Norris, I know we ran over with Mr. Reed.
Give him the big screen, brother.
Now are you gonna share your screen, or we just?
He just dropping knowledge. He just dropping knowledge.
Boom.
Let's go.
No doubt, man. So I know y'all wanted to kind of just talk about like the financial literacy piece. So I kind of give a background of myself and kind of let you know what kind of led me to this point. And then we can kind of chop it up as it relates to just the different aspects of financial literacy and why it's so important. So, me growing up, poor, mom had me at 16, Section 8. You know how you grow up poor, but you don't know that you're poor. So, you know what I'm saying? You eating syrup sandwiches, you eating, cheese sandwich, whatever. You don't really understand that that's, that's not caviar or filet mignon until you get older and you realize, okay, I'm poor. So with me being from Michigan, coming down to Jackson, Mississippi to attend Jackson State, that's when I realized there was a difference between the haves and the have-nots, because I would look at the inner city and then I would look at the suburbs like your Madisons, your Clintons, your Pearls, and what have you. And I'm like, well, why are they gas stations made of brick and they school systems got this and they got these houses out here? It's like, oh, okay. So obviously there is a difference in financial or economic empowerment, rather. There's a difference in between these cities, and the differentiator between your lack or gain of economic empowerment is financial literacy. So I made it my purpose to try to find out as much as I could about how, wealthy people were becoming wealthy and why there was such a huge gap between what we call the haves and the have-nots. And so that just became a real passion for mine. So throughout my tenure in corporate America, I started speaking, and I started, kind of dropping this knowledge on high school students, college students, because I felt that with everything that we learn in school, the stuff that we use every single day is the stuff that we're not taught, and that's financial literacy. So you learn exactly how to, become a lawyer, doctor, engineer, or what have you. But all of those are going to lead to you getting a paycheck, which you have no idea how to use because you weren't taught this information, which you're going to be using every single day. So understanding, taxes and credit and budget and things of that nature, like you're not learning this stuff. So it was like, bruh, I felt that it was needed and it was important, so I came out with the book, started speaking, and then, now I'm full-time entrepreneur. I do some stock investing and things of that nature. But it's just vital, man. It's just vital that we learn this stuff because it's essential. It's essential. And a lot of times when it comes to money, a lot of times our money habits are a product of our upbringing. So our experiences with money generally have to do with our parents and what they tell us and what they show us and what we see. So if you see your parents working 2 and 3 jobs, then you feel, okay, well, that's how I got to get it. I got to work 2 and 3 jobs. I got to hustle. I got to work overtime. I got to work time and a half. Or if your parents are constantly telling you, when we go in the store, don't look at nothing, don't touch nothing because we ain't getting nothing, or money don't grow on trees, subconsciously in your mind, okay, we don't have enough. There's lack. All right, there's lack. But how do we get that? How do we get that? So the main things that are essential to me and what I cover in my book is the first thing is how to build a wealthy mindset. All right, because
And what's the name of the book, Jamar?
Oh, the name of the book is called Healthy Wealth 101. So it's a workbook slash read. So the like I said, starting off with the mindset, because like my slogan says, if you can change your mind, you can change your life. And that's with everything, especially financially, because a lot of people know how to get money, but if you ain't got the right mindset, you ain't gonna know how to keep it, because it's not about what you make, but it's about what you keep.
Fooling
You know what I'm
his
saying?
money soon part.
Absolutely. So understanding the mindset and just understanding the difference between a poor mentality and a rich mentality. So kind of like with some examples that I give in the book is like poor people constantly exchange time for money, and wealthy people exchange money for money. So there's a difference between me working for money, because it's only 24 hours in a day. But if I can tell my money to go work for some money, then that money can come back tenfold as much as I want, because money ain't gonna get tired, money ain't gonna call off, money ain't gonna have no attitude, money ain't gonna get sick. You know what I'm saying? Money go to work 24/7,
Yeah.
365, right? You know what I'm saying? So just understanding that mindset and knowing that there is no such thing as lack. There's enough money for all of us out here to eat. We just got to have the right game plan. And a lot of us just lack the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So then I talk about, understanding assets and liabilities. And these are very simple principles, because when you don't understand the difference between the asset and liability, then you probably going to end up spending your money on stuff that's not going to bring a return on your money, right? So a lot of times you out, the kids out here, they dripped out. So, they want to go buy the J's. That's cool. Go buy the J's or what have you, or they buy the latest iPhone. You standing in line for 2-3 hours trying to get the latest. But it's like, okay, what's going to happen when that iPhone breaks? You got to go get another one. You got to go to the screen fix, or somebody scuff your J's. Now you can't resell them. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But instead of just, buying that liability, you could be owning Nike stock. You could be owning Apple stock, or you could be getting dividends from these companies and you don't even work for the company. So that's a different mindset right there. You see what I'm saying? So understanding assets and liabilities will make you change your spending habits so that you could reap the benefits of your money and have your money working for you instead of you constantly working for your money. All right. Also, I like to cover money management. Like that is essential. Like over 70% of US Americans don't follow a written weekly or monthly budget. So basically,
how many percent?
70%. I think one of the studies I saw said was 73%, but at least 70% of US Americans do not follow a weekly or monthly budget. And here's the stigmatism about budgets. Most people think if you budget and then you broke. It's like,
that's
no,
how you
that's
keep
not.
money.
Absolutely. I tell people, I said millionaires have a budget.
Right.
I say they just got a bigger pot. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just got budgets for stuff that you ain't got a budget for yet. So they may have a budget for vacations, or they may have a budget for vehicles. You ain't there yet, but you still got to have a budget, you know what I'm saying, and be a good steward of what you have so that you can get, you know what I'm saying, blessed with more to be a steward over. So you gotta put that in place, because one thing I tell my students is like, if you don't tell your money where to go, then it won't be there when you look for it.
God damn.
Like money will listen.
Hey,
if you
gotta
don't
tip that money, man.
Look, if you don't tell your money where to go, it ain't you gonna be looking like, I know I just had $20.
I
Like,
know I told her to go over
you
here.
know what I'm saying? You just got paid. Like I could have sworn I had 40. I don't know what my money done went to. But that's just because you're not managing that money, right?
Yeah.
You have to manage your money. It's like employees.
If
You know
not,
what I'm saying?
your money gonna manage you.
Absolutely. And then you look back and what's going on. And then also, I touch on credit. Like credit is essential. Like credit is a wealth building tool. It's the process of using other people's money. You use your money as leverage so you can use more money. And it's crazy because people do it. The average consumer does it every single day when it comes time to buy a car and buy a house. But most consumer mindset individuals, they stop right there with their credit. I just need to get my credit right so I can get this house, so I can get this car.
Yeah.
But that's just the stepping the starting point of where you should be using credit, because credit should be used as a leverage tool to build wealth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So once you start that process of getting that 100, 800 credit score, then now you can start to use that to leverage for your business expenses, for investments, for rental properties. So it's just a whole other ball game that you need to just kind of, like I said, change your mindset to get from the consumer side to the investor side. And then also, I speak in my book, Real Estate Investing. And I started real estate, and it's crazy because I don't know if y'all remember back in the day, like early 2000s, Carlton Sheets. If y'all remember that infomercial that used to come on at like 2 a.m, and he used to come on and be like, no money down, no money down. And I was like, bet, I'm in college and I'm broke, so I ain't got no money anyway. So you know what I'm saying? This is right up my alley. You know what I mean? So I that was my introduction to real estate. Ended up graduating from Jackson State, and as soon as I graduated, I bought 2 rental properties. Didn't know what I was doing, but I was just like, I know rich people own real estate, so I need me some. So you know what I'm saying? So I ended up buying 2 properties, and then you know what I'm saying, had tenants already, money was flowing, bought a 3rd property. Like I said, didn't know what I was doing, ended up foreclosing on my 3rd property. But that's, bought lessons are the best. Dug myself out of the hole. And now I still have those other 2 properties. Still got 3 rental properties. 2 of the rental properties is paid off. So it's straight cash flow. You know what I mean? So now the beautiful thing about real estate, especially when you buying and holding, is that, man, you get enough properties, you can pretty much, front your whole lifestyle just off of somebody else paying you rent.
Right.
All right. And all you got to do is, you know what I'm saying, let them know that the rent is due on the 5th and collect the late fees afterwards. Now, of course, there's a little bit more that goes into that, but I'm just letting you know from face value, there is definitely a lot of profit that goes into real estate. And I'm no real estate expert, but I do talk about it. But my bread and butter, of course, is the stock market. It's something that I got into later. I got into real estate at when I graduated in 2004. So 2005 is when I got into real estate. But I got into the stock market in 2017, and I swear, if I could do it over again, I would have gotten the stock market first.
Yeah.
all day. And nothing against real estate, because it's definitely been very profitable for me. But man, the stock market, that's a different beast, because there's one game in a million ways to play it. And man, it's just a beautiful thing just to be able to purchase a company that somebody else done put up the blood, sweat, and tears for. They done did the hiring, the firing, the marketing. They done put up all the money. They done put up the business plan, and they built this thing up. And you come in and say, "Let me get a piece of that."
Come on.
I'm gonna sit at the crib and watch you do what you do. You can't do that nowhere else.
So look at the ticker and be like, "Oh,
we up."
Look at your account. Look at your account and be like, "Oh, it's something just deposited." And see what that is.
Absolutely. So, and then go ahead.
No. I want you to finish your presentation.
So, and then the beautiful thing about with stocks is when I first got into it, I was looking at it more just from a long-term wealth building strategy. So, you buy, you research, get some good companies, you buy low, you build it on out, hold for a minimum of 5, maybe 10 years. But then once I started learning how to trade stocks, then the floodgates just opened up.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hold on now. I said, you mean to tell me that I can take a little bit of money and pretty much I can get 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 50% in a single day on my money, and I can do that as long as the stock market open 5 days a week? I said, okay. I said, this is a different ball game right here, because now you talking about really building not only generational wealth, but replacing your income, which something I was able to do and walk away from corporate America. And that's a different ball game. That's a whole different ball game, especially because the whole point, and it's really not about the money, it's about the time. Because when you can own your time, then you can make as much money as you want. Because the time is the most valuable asset. You can replace money, but you can't replace time. So when you get to the point where you can own your time, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game.
You touched on two things that Chuck and I say. Chuck always say owning your own labor, and I always say the cost of freedom is high. So you gotta, to have that type of freedom where you can do things like that, it's costly. The sacrifice, the discipline, the things you have to do to be able to have that like you said, that time to do certain things that you need to do. Is the cost of freedom is high, man. It's amazing to hear that transition and how the stories merge and how we all were working on something similar. And to see where you are now, given your backstory. And the crazy thing about it, I forgot to tell you, Mr. Reed lived in Detroit for like 20-some years, 30-some years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why he said he wasn't born in Laurel, but he moved back to Michigan. But wow, man, it's this information, this book. So let me ask you about this book.
Yep.
How much is the book, and where can you get it from?
Man, you can get the book. The book is only $20. On Amazon, I think it's a little bit more, plus tax and what have you. But you can get it on Amazon. You can get it directly from my site, jamarinorris.com. And man, I originally wrote it for high school students and young adults in college because I wanted to get them early, because that's around the time that you just now probably getting a job, you getting some money, so you need to know what to do with that. Because I tell people, my when I talk to those kids, man, if you just adopt these financial principles, because it ain't rocket science. This ain't hitting the lottery. This ain't going to the NBA. This ain't, being a rapper, what have you. Not to say there's nothing wrong with those things if you're blessed to do that. But most of us going to be regular human beings.
Yeah, we don't have that talent. We don't have
what I'm saying? We're going to be regular human beings. So, but you can take these financial principles and financially transform your life in a very short period of time. And when I say short period of time, like the subtitle says, the keys to building generational wealth in 10 years. You can set things up to have it to the point where your children's children are eating off of what you do now. And you don't have to be, and you don't necessarily have to be, start off as a millionaire to make that happen. You can start off where you are, just making some subtle changes. And it's because it's the devil's in the details. You know what I'm saying? It's the small things that make the big difference. And those financial principles are the stuff that you need to make a huge impact on your financial life of yours and your family in the future.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely, what you said, the sacrifice, like sometimes it don't make sense to other people. And there was a lot of quotes I saw that people talk about that, you got the wrong audience. Why are you not spending money on this? And why are you not spending money on that? Because you understand what you need to be doing in the future. This is not you playing the long game.
Mm-hmm.
You're not playing the short game. When you buy stuff, you buy something with a purpose.
Correct. Very intentional.
And then the other thing about that, what you said about children, the double-edged sword, what we've seen also with that is not understanding the value and the hard work of money, because some run through it. And we've had clients that we work with that made six figures and tell you that I don't know what I did with it.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's easy. It's easy because
you don't know what they did with it.
Look, because and even in the book, one of the quotes I say is that poor people focus on income while wealthy people focus on net worth. So it's a difference in mindset as it relates to you just worried about how much money you can get, and I'm trying to worry about how much money I can sustain.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's a difference there. So no, you're absolutely right. So even when it comes to like the small steps, when it even comes to just the budgeting, it ain't about if we say, hey man, we finna go here this weekend, blah blah blah, and I tell you I ain't got it. They're like, what you mean, Jay? You got it? I just saw you post what you just made. Nah, yeah, I got it. I ain't got it for that because I'm putting like, because like you said, I'm very intentional. I'm
Yeah.
very, very intentional about what I spend my money on. So it really just depends because you talking about going to the, I'm kind of dating myself. You talking about going to the hi hat. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Hey,
You talking about
hey,
go to the
hey.
to the hi hat, and that's
Yeah.
cool. But then when I say, hey man, let's go to the Bahamas, you like,
And
oh,
you're like,
I don't want it, bro. I ain't nah. See, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah. Yeah.
see, now that's a different conversation. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, buddy.
It,
Look,
it's
So
it's it's
let's
a
go to St.
major
Lucie.
difference.
you know what I'm saying? You first they're like, hey,
What's
where's
that?
that? Where's that? What's
Yeah.
that?
No. The
Is that
conversation is
is
the
that next? Is that
conversation
is that next to Memphis?
that when you say, "Hey man, let's buy this,"
Yeah,
Oh
when you
yeah,
start naming like certain
yeah,
things, like well, because you've been working on something that lasts the test of time and that
absolutely.
create legacy, and the children. And like I tell all our friends, it starts with the children. Understand that you're raising your caregiver. So
and
this
Yeah,
person
and
that you are
speaking of
raising,
sex, there's a question in the comments
oh,
about
no doubt.
those young people, as it relates to the people that we raising. And matter of fact, one of your frat brothers,
Yeah, on the Ray.
oh, on a
yeah,
Yeah.
rate.
What up,
yeah,
06?
yeah, let legendary Ray from, from
Oh,
the yard,
GU.
yeah, from the yard of Tougaloo, has a question for for Jay Norris.
Oh,
First step advice for investing in stocks for young people.
man, no doubt, man. I get this question all the time. So the good thing is, if you have a young adult that is under the age of 18, you can set up a custodial account. All
Boom.
right. But if they're 18, they can have at it. They can open up their own individual brokerage account. And just so you can understand what a brokerage account is, that's something like, TD Ameritrade, Scottrade, Webull, Robinhood. Those are all brokerage accounts. I recommend the full service brokerage accounts, the ones where you can talk to somebody on the phone. You
Yeah,
can't call nobody at Robinhood. I'm just
no,
letting you know you can't call nobody. You need full service, somebody
Oh,
that got the
Ameritrade.
app, they got the I'm saying, they got the desktop, and they
yeah,
got some customer service, right?
Yeah,
So open up that brokerage account, and I recommend starting off with stuff that you already use.
correct.
Because when you start off with stuff that you already use, you've done half the research. You're
mhm,
already a consumer of the product. You know how they make their money. Now it's just a matter of, you doing just a little bit more research as it relates to, the financials, and make sure that the company is profitable. But other than that, man, like I said, if you're gonna buy them J's, buy some Nikes. If you got the iPad, the iPod, the what I'm saying, the MacBook, what I'm saying, the AirPods, you
gotta have
go
some.
ahead, go ahead and
Get
get
you
you a
some
couple
apples to
shares of
top.
Apple. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's if you're gonna be on Facebook and Instagram all day, then get you some Facebook, get you some Meta, as they
Some
call
metal.
it now, some
Yeah,
Meta. You know what I mean? Uh, if you Cash App and get you some Square, you know what I'm
block.
saying? Yeah, Block. You're right. You're right. That's you.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
Look, I want to be truthful.
Go ahead.
And one of the things that I regret, I've been operating, I got it made, and I would venture to say successfully for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I should have, and what I mean by operating, the back end of my operations is Shopify.
Mm-hmm.
Early adopter.
Ooh.
And you're talking about a person doing the research. I now have stock and block and all of that, but
Mm-hmm.
man, if I had been paying attention and been more educated about what an IPO is, uh being able to, when Shopify IPO, I should have bought some, because you look at what Shopify is worth now. And every time I look at it, it make me hurt. Like
Yeah,
I feel a little.
yeah, because you could have got Shopify under $200 a share,
Yeah,
and it's peaked all time high was about 1700
17.
a share.
So you imagine, like, if I had, say, all right, well, we just gonna take, five grand and buy, and what that would have, all right, I'm checking out. I'm gone. Yeah.
Look, look, and that's what's so insane, because even like I said, $500
Yeah.
of Apple,
Yeah.
when and that came out when when we was young and our parents were of age. Man, we could have been set for life.
Yep.
Just $500 worth of Apple. Apple was trading at like $2. $2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but because we didn't have the information, like our parents can only teach us what they know. That's why, like most black and brown people our age, when talking about stocks and investing when we were younger, we didn't know having that conversation. Matter of fact, you never asked your parents how much money they made or how much was light bills. Like, no,
Ain't none of your damn
pay
pay.
it.
Ain't none of your.
You gonna pay it? You gonna pay it?
Ain't none of your.
Let's cut the goddamn light off. Don't worry about how much the light bill is. Cut the damn light off. You gonna pay it?
Yeah. So because
I got a question.
Go ahead, bros.
Man, look. So where are you having these conversations? Are you doing like a I don't know. Do you have like a working group where you convene your students? I heard you say students, but
yeah. So when I first, and the reason why I say students because when I first started my journey, I was speaking full time.
Okay.
Speaking full time, and then right when it was ramping up, COVID, took everything away, right?
Yeah.
So because of COVID, everybody wanted to invest in the stock market, so I shifted, and then I developed my stock investing program since everybody was at the crib, right?
Yeah.
And everybody was asking me questions anyway. I was like, okay, well, I'm finna make a program out of this, right? And but now that I'm out of corporate America and I'm full time now, so I'm gonna get back into speaking, get back into getting into the colleges, organizations, and stuff like that. So I'm ready for it.
Okay, so let me ask you this: you're going to get back into the speaking. You're going to be making your rounds, and you're going to be delivering this same message.
Absolutely.
Where are these people going to reconnect with you, and how are they going to connect with each other?
Got you. So if somebody wants to reach out to me, they can just go to the website. Right? So say if somebody wants to bring me in, for a PD or organization or a school or whatever the case may be, they could just go to my website and I have a booking page and they can put in their dates and what have you. But as far as just general information, my social media, Jamari Norris on Instagram, IG. But because, like I said, because I'm newly, back full time as an entrepreneur, this will become more prevalent as far as, me being in front of individuals and sharing this knowledge.
Good deal, man. Good deal. Look, I'm excited for everything that you got. And, when me and Mac start asking you to get on the 3-way with us at
Yeah.
Hey man, what you think about this? This I know you get a lot of those calls, man, don't you?
No, I get. All right.
I get DMs, and every time I post something or I post a stock, and a lot of people have admitted, like even when I've posted, hey, buy this or buy that, like people will come to me like months later, be like, bruh, I made money off the free stuff that you was giving. I was like, so they like, I need some more. I get it often, or people would just say, what do you think about this? Or a matter of fact, somebody else just DM'd me the other day. It was like, hey, what you know about this Acorn app? Hey, it's just blah, blah, blah. It's this, and this, So that happens all the time. And I shoot them information because I want everybody to have the knowledge.
Well, that's good.
But Chuck, my transparency was,
what you do, man?
I've been looking at this marathon stock.
Oh yeah,
that I sold, and look where the stock at now.
Oh shoot, let me look. Hold on.
What was that ticker symbol, Mac?
MRO.
MRO. Yeah, Mac had called me about that one.
All right, we're looking up Marathon Oil.
Yep. What MRO is the ticker symbol?
And it's up 5% today. Why you saying oil?
What was the amount, dollar amount?
The dollar amount $26.48 right now, but it's after hours.
Yeah, it did.
So the reason I sold it because it had been at that amount for a long time.
Mhm.
So you don't want to wait till it start to drop,
Right.
because it's at the peak point. So I've
Yeah.
been trying to figure out what I'm going to do about it. So I called Jay Norris. I was like, "Hey man, listen, I've been on the fence about this thing. I only, and when you only own a small amount, it's like it's not going to make or break.
Yeah.
So I was like, I only own a small amount because I got into it late. And I did the same thing everybody else was doing. Well, same thing we were talking about. We would sit at the house and be like, let me go ahead and buy this stock and sell this and buy that. And then we mess around and bought some stuff and like, oh shit, it jumped. And next thing you know, you were doing that, it was exciting. It was like a game, you know what I'm saying? It was a game with a lot of education attached to it, to the point where that people did not go back to work full time in certain places. They started their own business. They started doing other stuff. It upset the colonizers so bad that they hacked groups and got into it and just said ninja, 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 ninja. They were just upset that so many black folks, black and brown people under the age of 50 were taking advantage of this access to stock markets and teaching themselves and creating these groups that they penalize all groups except for the traditional groups where the older white men were when it comes to being able to pull the money out. So it was just like we were buying stock. We were thinking about what folks use. Just like Chuck, would you having a t-shirt company, you should look at t-shirts and buy stock and put your children's name into that stock. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. You get paid twice off the same shirt.
I'm looking at Roblox. I'm looking at GoPros.
Look at what they use and look at what you use. You make money making t-shirts. So what brand of t-shirt do you use the most and what that stock look like? How can you buy into that t-shirt?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's those things that how my mind started working now.
Let me tune back in. Yeah. All right. I'm hearing you, Mac. I'm over here looking at all my little watch list.
Hey, but that's what you got to do. This type of stuff is designed for that, spark that conversation. So I'm thinking about, you know what? Let me look at this. Well, while we talking about this, let me check on this. King of the Hill had an episode. King of the Hill had an episode where I forgot his name with the glasses and the hat, but he was going to the store, and what he was doing was watching what his neighbors were buying in the grocery store, and he would go back home and he would invest in that. This was on King of the Hill several years ago. You buy what you sell, what people are buying, and then you invest your money into what people are buying. So if people are buying this, you invest your money into the parent company or whatever the product is, because that's what's hot right now and that's what people are buying. So versus me going and buying some Jordans, can I invest in whatever it is, or whatever's the new hot thing? You know what I'm saying? That's the way I guess I can't say when we look at things now. It's like, man, everybody about to get in line to get that new such and such. What is it? Okay, what company is that? Okay, when is opening? In 2 weeks? I got time to buy some stock.
Another thing that you got to look at also is not necessarily the now, but the future, what the trend is, because that's where. So think about it like this: so electrical vehicles is a trend right now, and it's the future.
EV.
Right. So EV is their clean energy and things of that nature. So even though that Tesla is the front runner, if you will, of the EV movement. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, first to market, and they sitting, they right up under 1,000 right now. But you got other companies that's up and coming, you know what I'm saying, and other companies that are associated with the EV. So there's other companies kind of like the charging stations, but you other got companies like Lucid, and you got Neo, you got ChargePoint, you got Xpeng, and so it's so many different companies. And then like another sector is called fintech. You know what I'm saying? Fintech is going to be huge. So when you look at companies like PayPal, Block, this, like the market is in the dumps right now, to be honest with you. It's in the dumps.
Right.
But this is a buying opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah, it's time to buy.
It is time to buy. While everybody else is running because they scared, because they don't understand what's going on. They just look at their portfolio being red right now. And everybody's portfolio is pretty much red. Mine's is red too. But when your portfolio is red, that's when you take advantage and buy more, because you don't want to have to wait to break even for the market to come all the way back up to break even. No,
Yeah.
you average down, especially, I mean, like it's like almost like you got some stocks. Like I was looking at I was just on a call with a few of my clients today, and I was telling them about because Amazon and Google about to split.
Split. Yeah.
Yeah, so Amazon is going to split on June 3rd, I believe, and Google is going to split July 15th. And so Google just had earnings, and
Mm-hmm.
they missed their earnings, right?
The
But that's
projection.
like the projection. So they got quarterly earnings. So basically, they didn't meet their earnings, which is not a bad thing because it fell a little bit, but it fell to a point where it hasn't been since May of 2021. So you get in May 2021 prices today in May of 2022. Now, the question that you need to ask yourself, is Google going anywhere?
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not.
Too big to fail, right?
Absolutely not. The internet is here to stay, and Google is the front runner. So to be able to get Google at a certain price, and to be honest with you, I understand that with Google being $2,200 a share right now, that may be too sweet for somebody's pockets. But at the same token, if you are able to grab a share of that, by all means, please do so, because what's going to happen when it splits, it's going to sell off a little bit. It's going to do a 20-for-1 split. It's going to sell off a little bit. So the people who couldn't afford it at $2,200, you best believe that they can afford a share at $120.
Right.
And
they're gonna
everybody,
line it up.
and they're going to flood up. It's going to sell
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean? So now you already got your hand in the pot. You basically just going to ride with the wave. Same thing going to happen to Amazon, because Amazon is the behemoth. Like one out 50%, or I think it's even more now, but 50% of every package that comes to a United States house is from Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we about to get the distribution center, up here.
Yep. Yeah, in Gluckstadt, right?
Yeah, and it's growing. They're looking for more partners. I've seen commercials. But look, I want to give feedback for you. I got a question for you. How do
Hey,
you
got
feel?
a box truck, just for the
Huh?
record.
What you say?
You got a box truck, for the record.
I do.
Supply chain.
Hey man, hey,
Logistics.
don't tell all the secrets. Hey, and Chuck got a trailer to match. So I just want to put it out there. Don't let us get a contract. If you want to, you can see what happened, and we're gonna be rolling.
Go on, get that question in, man. Go on, get that question in. Come on.
So the question was, what are your feel about what's going to happen with Twitter now that Elon Musk is taking over?
Man, to be honest with you, I don't know if it's going. And like, first off, Elon Musk is a brilliant guy. He's proven that he's the richest man in America. Him and Jeff Bezos go back and forth between 1 and 2. Right. So the guy's brilliant. Not taking anything away from him. And but Twitter wasn't a very profitable company to begin with. Twitter was not. I mean, Twitter right. from a face value is a very popular company, because that's where pretty much most of your celebrities and professionals communicate, if you will. But from a profitability standpoint, like, Twitter was never really at the top of the food chain when it came to social media, because they hadn't figured out how to monetize like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. So hopefully Elon Musk is the hype. Hopefully the hype isn't just attached to Elon Musk's his name, and hopefully something actually gets done with it. Because I mean, I trade Twitter, but I don't own Twitter because it don't meet my criteria. Mm-hmm. So hopefully you do something, but I can't really answer that and just say what I think is going to happen. It's at a good price now if he does do something with it, but other than that, I ain't touching it yet until I see the P&L.
And we got some questions rolling in from the comments.
Nene
East. Okay. Honore with a question. I think Nene East's question is, I think it might be like, what's the ticker for Google? And I can even answer that one. Let me jump in on that. You know what I'm saying? You've got Goog, and then you got, so it's GOOG and then GOOGL. So it's the alphabet company. Did I say that right, Jamari?
That's correct. Yeah. So you want the class Class A, the GOOGL, is what you want. The GOOGL is what you want.
And Honore got a question too.
Yeah, on Ray's question, what's the? I mean, you kind of already answered it.
Yeah, I threw them all out there. If you took the notes,
Yeah.
I saw that question.
Yeah. What's the one or two stocks that we should look at and consider right now? Google,
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah, Google and Amazon.
You want to throw another one in there? Apple.
Listen,
I threw some other ones. PayPal.
Yeah,
Square.
Hey, look, I was looking up and researching and screenshotting. I'm gonna be on my computer first thing in the morning. I was taking notes.
No doubt.
Flex on my little watch list. My watch list. Hold on.
But you know, like Jamari said, just think about it. If I had $1,500 when I first looked at U.S. Airways, you know, where would I would have been when U.S. Airways stocks dropped down to 23 cents and I had $1,500? That goes back to budgeting, having access to credit, access to money. You know, most people go to check cashing places for $500. Just think about if I had a credit card that I could have ran $1,500 on and bought U.S. Airways stock at 23 cents a share. Because when the stock I did buy, I had 30 shares and I sold it at $45 a share. The stuff I did buy, that was years ago. That what got me into it. Like, damn, this stuff really works. This really can happen. Cool. You know, and again, like Jamari, you never thought somebody like us would be sitting here trying to like talk about stock market. Hell, the only stock market we know was, you know, when you get a chance, go by the market. Hope that they done stock, so you can get some, you know, get some shit off the shelf. That's what you knew, you know. But now we talking about symbols and how we can make money with other folks' money.
He didn't even got into the shorting and all of that stuff.
Oh man, that's a whole seminar.
Look, that's where hey, look, you saw that big old smile on his face. That talking about that money. Feel me online.
Oh no, that's where the money's made, hands down. Okay. That's where the money's made, bro. I ain't even gonna front you. So like
shorts. Give us a little brief about that. Don't tell all, but kind of tell us, because we want people to reach out to you because you're telling them.
I could tell you everything right now. They still gonna reach out because it's something that you have to.
Yeah, it's
a skill set that has to be learned, and I have a whole you know shebang for that. But anyhow, so it's a two-pronged approach that I teach. So it's long-term investing and short-term income, right? Because you want to keep the long-term investing. That's vital. All right. That's that long paper. That's that generational wealth, you know, your kids eating all that. But at the same time, you want to be able to supplement your income or replace your income. And the best way to do that is by trading stocks. And when I say trading stocks, there's plenty of ways to trade them, but I trade options. And trading options allows you to make money whether the stock market is going up or going down. Yeah. So while my portfolio is bleeding right now, I'm making money on the same stocks that I hold while they're going down. So now I can take that money and I can live off of it, or I can take that money and I can purchase some of those same stocks that are at a cheaper price right now and average down. So so just imagine, like I usually, like, our rule of thumb is like 10%. So you think about a person's like 401k or retirement hookup. If they get 10% in a year, they ecstatic, because that's gold right there. If you're doing 10% a year every single year in your retirement account, you're doing very well. I'm talking about doing 10% every time that you trade, like 10% a day, right? So compound interest, that's serious eating right there. Everybody can eat off that. The beautiful thing about trading as well is that it doesn't involve anybody but you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to depend on nobody showing up. You ain't got to depend on no employees. You ain't, it's just you, your laptop, your iPhone, which is what I usually trade off, just off my smartphone. And you can pretty much, and people ask me, well, how much money can you make trading? You can literally make as much money as you want. Like the same trade that I do in a day, and I may make, $500 or $1,000 a day. Somebody else is making $10,000 off that trade. Somebody else is making $100,000 off that trade. Somebody else is making $1 million off that trade. And that's no cap, because you got institutions that will buy 1 million shares and it will move $1 and they will sell it and make $1 million in a day. And that's chump change, right? So for me to make my, $1,000 a day or $20,000 a month or whatever the case may be, that's the bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you. But because I have my my finances in order and I don't, I don't require a lot. I don't have a lot of overhead, if you will. Then it doesn't require a lot. But I'm telling you, the possibilities are endless when it comes to that trading game.
So I want you to say this to these people. This is not no BS, and you're not trying to force your hand to say, "Hey, call Jay Norris." But you are saying that you know of. We're not getting in your business, but an average person could sit down that know what they're doing and can make $20,000 in a month.
Absolutely, yeah. That's just $1,000 a trading day.
$1,000 a trading day.
Yeah.
$20,000 a month.
Yeah.
And the way he just said it, it was like, yeah, it's just $1,000. It's just,
right now
it's just $1,000 a trading day.
Listen,
$20,000 a month.
when I so the reason I can say that like that is because I've been exposed.
Correct.
Like
that's what I'm trying to get.
A couple years ago, I'm like, man, $1,000 a day. What? I'm making $40,000 a year. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but since I've been exposed, I'm like,
exposure's everything.
Man, you mean I can make because initially. And when I first started trading, my initial goal was $1,000 a week.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, this is what I need. Okay, I'm gonna make $1,000 a week, right? So I was gonna make $200 a day. Man, I got up in this thing, and my biggest week so far has been $11,000 in 1 week, right? So I was like, oh, okay. Obviously, I need to raise my goal up, right?
Yeah.
So, but even when it comes to trade, like I said, it's a skill set, and it doesn't. Anything financially is always going to seem very difficult just because it's not common knowledge.
Correct.
So it was like when I say those things, it's kind of like, okay, well, how do I learn that? Like, I don't even know what an option is or a ticker symbol or what's a call, what's a put.
Yeah.
Like I used to hear that stuff. I used to watch CNB, not watch it, but it used to be on in the cafeteria in college, and those ticker symbols used to go across the bottom while the news was on. And I was like, yo, what is that? Like ain't nobody telling us about that. But the person at the top just talking about the news about what's, who done got shot or what the war is going on or whatever the case may be. But I was like, ain't nobody saying nothing about that at the bottom. What's that at the bottom? So now that I understand it, and that's the whole reason why I developed my coaching program, because like I said, I got high school students opening up brokerage accounts.
Yeah.
Like I can, this stuff is elementary. Like even when you watching like CNBC and stuff like that, they gonna say that stuff and it's gonna go over your head because they're doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
They do that on purpose.
Like medical talk.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They talking all that jargon.
They could say sugar, but they would have said, you know what? Hypoglycemic and
there we go.
Like
we ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing all that. Simple as this. Hey, buy at this number, sell at that number.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Don't we ain't gonna make it difficult, right? So I think I pride myself in making the difficult easy. And that's why I'm able to, to teach this stuff and provide this knowledge on such a simplistic level, because, I was always told, if you want to impress people, make something difficult. But if you want to help people, make it easy. And I'm trying. Look, as a matter of fact, I was just in the back office the other day, redoing videos and making them shorter, because I felt like it was just some of the videos. I was like, no, I'm going too deep into the woods. No, this video only need to be like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so if somebody wanted to join your coaching program, is that on your JamarNorris.com or?
Yeah. Yep. So you can go to actually you can just go straight to workwithjnow.com, workwithjnow.com, or you can go to JamarNorris.com, and there's another link that'll link you to it. But workwithjnow.com, set up a call with me. Let's talk about what your goals are and see if it's a good fit for you, because it's not a good fit for everybody, right? I want
Right.
to make sure that I can help you because, sometimes I get calls with somebody talking about I'm trying to make $1 million tomorrow. I ain't your guy, right? You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, I got this. I'm trying to make. I said, well, brother, be honest with you, I would love to take your money, but I can't even deliver on that. So I'm gonna we're gonna pass. But anyway,
Take you to the hedge fund.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you need to go holler at somebody else. But yeah, so we wrap and see exactly what the goals are and see if it's a good fit. And then we can roll from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, good deal. We got one last question before we wrap. Nene East, what are the penalties for trading stocks? And
Okay. Penalties, and I'm gonna try to answer this question as best because when it comes to that's kind of a broad question. So maybe she can kind of clarify, but I'll try to answer it the best that I know how. So I think what she's talking about as far as you have day trading rules. So day trading rules say that you need to have at least $25,000 if you're going to trade 5 days a week. But there are ways around that, right? Because everybody just ain't got 25 sitting on the stash. You can either trade 4 days a week, which is still plenty, or you can just trade with strictly cash. As long as you have cash on hand, you can trade as much as you want. All right. So like a lot of times, like you can, so basically, if you got $25,000, you can trade unlimited, like in and out every single day. Like you can trade 10 times a day. Bam, 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 bam. But if you don't have that, as long as you got cash, like, so say if I got, $10,000, I may trade, $2,000 and then trade another $2,000 and then I'm good. And then tomorrow I can do the same thing. As long as I have the cash on hand, I'm good because what happens is when you trade, it doesn't settle into the next day. So if I trade one day and I make $1,000, say I traded $5,000, I made 10%. I made $500. So that $5,500 isn't going to be available again for me to trade until the next day.
Yeah.
If I trade that $5,000 and I make 500 and I got 55 and I take that 55 and I trade it again that day and I take profit, then I'm going to get hit with a good faith violation. And if you do that too many times, they'll lock you out of your account. Because I've done it before. Well, I had 2, so they was like, hey, this your warning. You do get 3, it's a wrap. So the key is to just keep enough money in there where you can trade, or just have the discipline. If you used all your money up on that trading day, then just wait till the next day and just keep it moving.
Yeah, good deal, man. She said that's exactly what she's talking about. Sounds like Nene East, you might want to hook up with Jay Norris, schedule a call. And at the very least, the folks that are out there still watching, go check out that book, Healthy Wealth 101, available on Amazon and also available at that same website, JamariNorris.com.
I'm calling Jamari so we can get our books, Chuck. We need to go. Now this is what we were doing, and we don't want to. Matter of fact, we don't want to do something that we didn't do for you that we did for others. So we usually support the business on here by buying a couple of books and asking questions. Those who are still listening and they get the answer right, we will give them a book. So I want a book. I think Chuck probably want a book. So I say
my Amazon cart, just to be honest.
Oh, I ain't gonna get him on Amazon. I only do Amazon so we can support Eric.
Yeah.
So
no, definitely. Yeah. If you, the good thing is if you buy directly from my website. Now, if you're getting one copy, just directly from my website, or if you're trying to get multiple, just hit me up and then we can just do it like that because you can only put one in the cart on my website.
All right. So we want to get,
I can get it to you faster, and I'm autograph it for you.
All right. Look, we want to get 5 books, right? One for me, one for Chuck. We're going to give away 3. All right. 2 tonight, 1 later. Now, if you are interested in getting one of Jay Norris' books, the first person that can answer one of these questions, we got 2 questions. All right, Chuck, you think of one, I'm gonna think of one, right? And then if you can answer this question, then you will get a book. Jay Norris, what year did he graduate from Jackson State? How well were you listening? What year did Jay Norris graduate from Jackson State? If you're listening and want a book, I don't think they want a book, Chuck. Ain't nobody coming in yet.
You had to be listening pretty intent because I
was listening.
Yeah, because I
glossed over it.
I said the year it did because we was talking about the real estate.
Yeah. Okay. Fred got it. Fred got it.
Yep, he showed up. Hey, there it is.
That was my year. That's why I had to ask that question.
Hey, right, Fred, inbox your mailing address.
Yeah,
I know, Fred. Yeah, inbox your mailing address.
All right, Chuck, that's your question.
Yeah, question. Which one did Jay Norris buy first? Real estate or stock? Is that a good question?
He beat that one down.
Yeah, I kind of.
Yeah. Somebody for the it's too late now. Somebody watch this. It's gonna pop up. There it is.
Hey, okay. I got one for you. If you was really listening, when is Amazon gonna split?
Boom.
I gave the date.
You gave the exact date.
I gave the exact date the exact date for Google and for Amazon.
Hey,
the real estate question was, boom. There it is.
Them goddamn apples.
Yes.
Honore gonna get a book regardless. Honore is getting a book. He said, "Damn that he gonna get a book." Shout out to Tougaloo. Tougaloo was in the building. The apples and the cubes.
Which one you going with that? Oh, look, June 3rd is for
Google.
Yeah,
he right. Honore, and then he probably Google it too. He Google. So we got
Honore. I got Honore. He actually just ordered something from I Got It Made. He ordered a mystery gift. So what I've been doing, I've got like dead stock for stuff. So I'm just clearing the warehouse, and I'm just gonna if you give me $15, I'm gonna give you something fly.
Oh, look, he said he was gonna buy a couple to give to some chaps. Look at that, boy. Look at that. See, I'm talking about that economic, that cooperative economics, brother. You see what that cooperative economics by supporting black businesses.
Absolutely.
Hey, we need those books because I got a student for you for the summer for at least for a couple of days. I don't know shit. She don't listen to me, so maybe she'll listen to you. The children never they listen to their parents, but then they don't listen to their parents. It's like, but then somebody else will come right back and say the same thing. Like, did you know that you can go and invest in stock?
Well, you can't. You can't be a prophet in your own land, man.
Right. Hey, so what I'm saying is, listen, I got a 16-year-old that need to be in your class for a couple of days this summer.
He said for a couple of days.
Hey, I'm trying to help her understand. And she's like, I want to get a job. I'm like, so you rather go work in somebody's ice cream parlor versus coming to work? And she's like, I want to get my own job.
Gray and Jackson, Dad, we going to work today? I say, yeah, but let's get to the garage.
and then Monterey said, I pay attention. He was on it. All right, so we got to get with you offline, get the books, and get it to these good brothers, and then we'll do the third book. And hell, I might see Jay Norris tomorrow or the weekend. So we don't know. Definitely need to become a student that you.
Because you ain't. Hey, what? Matter of fact, you were. Well, we'll chop on that offline.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Good conversation, man. We need to get a panel discussion, get CJ on, and get a couple other folks, and we need to keep this thing going, man. Because we definitely need to be discussing real estate. We need to discuss business. We need to discuss investment. We need to discuss. I shared it offline, but how you can get paid off of all of it at one time, and that's by owning your labor and owning what you're using, I share that with the idea that we are working on right now. All right, listen. All right, we appreciate y'all hanging on, man. We must have been talking about something important, y'all. Somebody folks still jumping in. Hey, listen. We're definitely gonna be coming back to this because this is very important. We thank y'all for hanging in here with us. We had some powerful things that happened tonight. We had a brother who has lived a strong life. And I talk about Mr. Reed, who played a power move. You know, you had a $1 million plus weekend. They try to pull your card over $25,000. You try to get $25,000 over 1.2 million. I'm just using that number because he said $1 million plus, and you lost. And he moved the event to a whole nother city because you tried to dip the man. And then this brother came back and educated you about investing and the long game. The long game. That was 34 years, the long game. You said, you know what? He ain't going to move it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, so the long game. So we definitely appreciate you, man. Drop their website one more time where they can find Jay Norris. And Chuck, take us on out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can book Jay Norris, for speaking engagements and find out more about his coaching sessions. Schedule a one-on-one call at jamarinorris.com, or you can go to Work with Jay Now. Work with Jay Now. It's in the comments. I'm pretty sure if you Google this man's name, it is so unique, it'll come right up. All you got to do is just remember how to spell it, or you can just, inbox Nightcap Knowledge. We'll get that to you. But at the end of the day, man, I'm trying to tell y'all that we going what? We going to where the money resides. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all back here next week, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. We getting to where the money resides, baby. Want to give another shout out to our Mississippi's greatest weekend, HBCU's D9 Culture Music. That's Memorial Day weekend. Right there on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, msgw.online is the info portal. Go on over there and get you some of that. Shout out to our official water of Nightcap Knowledge. We'll see y'all next week. My name is DJ George Shuck. That's Mr. Mac and Jay Norris. We out. Peace.